When is it safe to take your baby out in public? We get asked this a lot. Everybody's really excited to share their baby with everybody else, with family and friends, but you want to do it in a safe way. Here's what I tell most of my patients. The best answer is if you can wait till 2 months or later and they've had their first round of vaccines, that's wonderful. Most parents, that's a little hard to adhere to. There's family gatherings and things like that. But the big thing to remember is that any fever in a newborn under 30 days old has to be considered meningitis until we can prove it's otherwise, which means if you take your baby out in public and they're exposed to something viral and they were to develop a fever, we have to do the whole 9 yards of working it up as sepsis and ruling out those scary things like meningitis. So that usually results in an admission to the hospital, a spinal tap, and IV antibiotics. And for that reason, I just caution my parents to be really safe about where you're taking your newborn in the first 30 days. That holds true up to the first 60 days of life if your baby were to get a fever and also looked very ill. But 30 days and under, it doesn't matter if your baby looks peachy, smiling, super healthy. If they have a fever, like I said, we have to treat it as meningitis until we know it's not. So in order to save yourself the heartache, just be mindful of where you're going. Totally safe to go outside to a park, things like that, where you're in a big open space. Even walking around a bigger store like Target or something like that is okay to get yourself out of the house to maintain your sanity, but not as safe to be at grandmother's house, for a potluck with 40 of your closest relatives there. Those smaller enclosed spaces are where we see viral infections spread more easily. And so just to save yourself the heartache of going through that and watching your baby go through that, just think about that before you walk out the door. It's okay to be the mean mama, mean daddy, and tell everybody I can't join the family gathering, because it's you guys that are going to be going through that if that were to occur. So if you have any questions, give us a call and we can kind of help point you in the right direction.